Okay, so the question is, how should a Christian view the Big Bang Theory? I actually happen to believe the Big Bang is the best scientific evidence for the existence of God there is. It's called the Kalam cosmological argument. There's a guy by the name of William Lane Craig who's probably the leading thinker on the Kalam cosmological argument. But the idea is, in an atheist paradigm, and this was what was believed until this last century, was the idea that the universe is eternal, timeless. And that means you have infinite time for different things to work. You also don't have the question of how did the universe get here. It's just always been here. So the fact that the universe came into existence, the Big Bang, implies that there had to be something outside of it giving it its impetus and its energy and starting it. And so Einstein recognized that implication. He recognized the implication. Others have recognized the implication. Carl Sagan was one that kind of held on to the idea of, the cosmos is all there is, was, and never will be, kind of parodying the idea of a religious understanding of God and kind of saying the cosmos is all there is, was, and never will be. But the reality is, with more and more scientific data, the Big Bang actually ends up being the best scientific evidence for the existence of God. And then that flows right into the Big Bang and then the fact that we're here, what's called the anthropic principle, the fine-tuning of the universe for life, which is very unbelievably probabilistically minimal or impossible. Those two things together are like there is a God, and that God is a personal God, meaning the type of being that can create a person, not just a force. And so that's kind of where I'm at with the Big Bang. A lot of Christians that are coming from a very strict creationist, and when I say strict creationist, it doesn't mean believing that there's different types of creationism, believing that God created. Strict creationism is the earth began 4,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, very literal that way. And so the Big Bang becomes very scary to them because it implies time, that they think, oh no, that's like giving time to the evolutionists. I don't want to do that. And I look at that and just say, wow, it's probably one of the most highly attested to realities of the cosmos is the Big Bang and the fact that the expanding of the universe and everything else. And it's the greatest bit of evidence for the existence of God. I don't want to be scared about this other thing and miss what's here. I want to be able to go, that's exactly what the Bible predicts. I just listened to this scholar back at the National Prayer Breakfast give a whole talk on the Big Bang in Genesis, and just how, as a scientist, a nuclear physicist, he came to be absolutely convinced of the veracity of the Bible because of what he was seeing with the Big Bang and energy and what the Bible says about that, and just gave this marvelous overlap of those two. Fascinating. So I don't, at the very minimum, the Big Bang isn't a bad word for me like it is with some Christians. And I think it's something that's worth studying. So hopefully that's helpful.